Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. I'm Kate, the Old Lady, and this is Advanced Squad Leader. ASL Scenario A, the Guards Counterattack, Soviet Turn 3. So, how have things been going? Really rough on the Russians. You can just barely see it in the tiny little map down here, so let's go and look at it on the big map. Do-do-do-do. And yeah, things have been going hard on the Russians. They initially managed to get into this building, doing fairly well, but then got kicked out by a brutal close combat here, where it was just ugly, and the Germans got wiped out by that close combat, but they did clear the building. So it's been ungood for them. They're down to about half the guards they started with. Not quite, but just about. And over here we're down several squads, and one of them is now a conscript because the commissar didn't like their not rallying. So yeah, things are So let's start the turn off with a rally attempt. Not a rally attempt, a wind change roll. So wind change roll, we're looking for a 2 to change the wind. We did not get a 2. So the wind does not change. We now look at self-rally, which will come only to the Russian, and there's only one place that he's got a broken unit. So it's this guy up here in J2, and we're going to try and rally him. He's got a busted morale of 7, so that's pretty good. We're happy with that, and he's got to try and rally, a self-rally. Let's just roll it, and if it's close, we'll do something about it. No, it's a 12. That's a terrible thing. Let's go look at what happens when a 12 gets rolled. Okay, so having read about it, the 12 becomes a casualty reduction for that squad. So that squad is now a half squad and does not rally. No big surprise that it doesn't rally on a 12. Anyway, oh, you know what? I just realized the 12 will also fail ELR. And having failed ELR, he should be replaced by a half squad of the next lower quality. Alright, I figured out what happens with the boxcar roll. First off, we have casualty reduction, which means that the squad goes to a half squad. And then we have quality reduction, which is it goes from a first line to a conscript. So it's now a 226 half squad, and it's still broken. But it doesn't have DM anymore, so that's something anyway. As far as other rallies, I don't think the Germans have any, because the only people they have who are broken are not stacked with leaders. So they have no rallies, and we move on. Let's move on to the prep fire phase. So it's the Russian prep fire phase. And I'm going to actually have some prep fire, just because I think it's handy. We're going to fire these guys here in M5 along with their compatriots in N4 as a multi-hex fire group. We're going to fire on K4 and see if we can put that guy back under desperation morale, which it should come out right now. Hold on a second. So the desperation morale is gone, but we want to put him back under that and see if we can break the other troop as well. So let's see what we can do about that. So the prep fire then will be a group of 12 FP, not directed by a leader, so it's +3 and no other modifier, so it's a 12 up 3. Let's give it a shot. Let's bring that up, and 12 up 3. Alright, it cowers. That's a start. So we're going down to the 8 chart. On the 8 chart, a 6 becomes a 9, which is a pin task check. Alright. Also, 6 is the sniper roll, but it didn't activate with a 4, so we're okay there. So, if you're not sure how that works, by the way, the sniper activation number, 6, as you can see on screen there, means that whenever a 6 is rolled in one of the 4 phases, prep, move, defensive fire, or advancing fire, the sniper will possibly activate. The third die is rolled to tell whether or not it activates. On a 1 it activates brutally, on a 2 it activates less brutally, on a 3 to 6 it does not activate. So that's that. We have a pin task check to conduct on that one German unit. Let's try that. 7, which means he passes it. He passes it, I believe. So he does not pin. A bit unlucky that they got the cower there, otherwise they'd have had a normal morale check on him. But what that does is put the guy back under desperation morale, so we'll fix that. Okay, so he's back under desperation morale. And it's time to move on with prep fire done. There isn't any other prep fire that I want to do. We're going to start doing some movement. And the first movement we're going to do is a dash, because we haven't done a dash before, so let's do the dash. We're going to take this stack from E4 and we're going to dash through E5 to F5. Alright, so what that means is that the only unit that can fire on us would be this one here in J4, and if they do fire, they only have their inherent firepower. The machine gun is broken, and I forgot to fix it again. Anyway, yes, the machine gun is broken, so they only have their inherent firepower, which is good out to 6, so it's going to be a 2-shot. It's going to be out here, it's going to be on an area shot if they take it, and which means it cuts down from 4 to 2, but they do get the -2 from the shot. So that being the case, I think I'll dash them one at a time. Alright, so the dash. Let's do this. Dashing 1 unit into E5, headed for F5. Alright, in F5, he can be shot at by this half squad who does only have 2 firepower and a 4 range, which means he's got a 1 at this range, and half for area fire is half a firepower, which is none. So he does not actually do anything to him. Since nobody else can fire on that spot, we do have one bit of fire though, this bit right here, where G6 will fire on the guys as they dash into the location. It's not a dash from their point of view, so it's just going to be a straight shot. 7 doubled for point blank fire is 14 down to 12, and it's +3 for the stone building. So it's a 12 +3 shot at point blank range. And we'll have to roll that again because it's cocked. A 9. A 9 on the 12 chart +3 is 12, which gives us nothing. So no effect. But it does leave behind, so that 6 counter goes down 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. 6 goes down 4, 2, 1. It's actually going to be 1 residual firepower. Is pretty good for that. And we move on to the next move. We'll do the next move, which will be the guy from E4 dashing across the road E5 to F5 and facing a 1 FP attack when he gets into the building. Make it a little easier to see there. We'll put the 1 FP in the spot and we'll roll for the shot. Let's take that shot. On the R, that's going to do nothing. That's a 9 on the 1 chart, and that's not going to get anywhere. So that's not doing anything. And finally, the last dash. Actually, no. These guys should fire on them as well. They're going to subsequent first fire on them. First off, let's put a first fired marker on that unit. If they use the machine gun, it counts as sustained fire, which brings down the breakdown number, which I think I'm going to do because, yeah. We flip that to final fire, and we fire on them in the target hex. Yeah, here's the shot. A 10. I don't think that's going to do any good. It's going to be on 4, 7 on the 2 chart. No way. It's not going to do anything. It's a 2 +3. It's nothing. So they had no effect. Oh, hang on, it's doubled back. So it's still 4. It's doubled and halved. So it's 6. It's on the 6 chart. And on the 6 chart, a 10 is a miss. So that's fine. And a 13 is a real miss. A super miss. Ultra miss. Alright. Now, let's get on with this. We'll have the last 6 to 8 run out into the street in E5 and then across to F5 as a dash. So dash, dash, dash. Attack for 1 firepower. By the residual. Ooh, that might actually do something. 3, that's a 1MC. So a 1MC on this guy, let's have a look at that. Here's the MC. 6, again the sniper activates. He does pass the check, but again the sniper does not activate because the roll is a 4. So he does hit him, but it doesn't affect him, and he's going to be fine being where he is. So that's going to do it for that part of the phase. This residual firepower will come off at the end of the movement phase. It's time to try a dash again. Alright, I'm going to have one of these guys move up from G3 into H3. So he's moved into H3. Got a question whether there's going to be a shot. Given the circumstances, I think we're going to try for a shot. I don't know if this will work or not. It's going to be very tight on the LOS, but we're going to try and shoot from I7 at the guy who just moved. Let's see what we've got in there. So we have 14 firepower and a -2 leader, so it's going to be an even shot. It'd be a 12 even shot if we can make it. But first we have to measure the line of sight. So let's do that. That's clearly clear. Doesn't mix the building. You can see both center dots. Okay, so LOS is clear. We're going to take the shot. I'm going to move this guy back into the hex. So the LOS is clear and we're going to take the shot. So that shot is a 12 -1 non-assault movement. +2 for the building, -2 for the leader. So -1. It's a 12 -1 shot. That's actually a pretty darn good shot. Let's see what we get out of it. Wretched roll. 12 -1, did I say? It's a 9 for a normal morale check. So we're going to have a normal morale check on that 6 to 8. Let's roll it. He fails. 6 firepower residual in that spot. I'm going to move the leader with the squad into that hex. Yes, as a stack. Alright, here we go. Facing 6 firepower, let's move them into this wooden building. So, having moved in, they face the shot from the 6 FP. Let's roll that. 11 is a complete miss, so nothing's going to happen to them. Lastly, we're going to move through H4 to H5 with a dash from G4. 1 unit at a time, so out into H4, where we'll get shot at by the half squad in J4 with its 2 firepower -2. It's down to 1 firepower because of the dash, so it's a 1 firepower -2 shot. So a 5 on the 1 chart is a pin test check. So let's see whether he gets pinned in the street. 8, he does not. So he's alright, he keeps moving, and he's on into H5. I just realized this guy broke his machine gun too, so I'm going to fix that. This guy has defensive first fired. There we go, a couple of defensive first fire markers. Should have marked a couple of prep fires too, hold on a second. Let's see, we're going to keep the dash going from G4 through H4 to H5. There is no residual firepower from the first one because it was on the 1 chart, so you can't relieve residual firepower. He's not going to fire because he wouldn't get anything. His firepower is 2, and the dash halves it for area of fire, makes it 1. It's not going to leave any residual firepower is what I meant to say. So let's move on to the next attack. He can final fire at it, but again it'll be a 1 and it would be no good. Yeah, he'd have to half it again. So no. That's it for that. The other dashes will be unopposed. So let's deal with both of those right at the same time. A dash through H4 to H5, and each of them could be fired on in turn in H5 by the final fire. It'll be a 2 doubled to 4, a 4 plus 3 shot, plus 2 shot, excuse me, for movement. 4 plus 2 is an 11 on the 4 chart, nothing, and then a 4 plus 2 again, and nothing. So no effect on any of those units. Defensive fire phase. Let's have a look at that and see what that involves. I think these guys in I7 will subsequent first fire with their machine guns at H5. So that's a 14 halved 6 plus 1 shot from I7 on H5. 6 plus 1. And it's the sniper activation number, but again the die roll does not confirm the sniper activation, so that doesn't matter. We have a 6 on the 6 chart, up 1 to a normal morale check. So that's a normal morale check for all 3 units. Let's check them one at a time from the top down. From the top down, we got 6, and again, no activation. 3, that passes. We've got 4, that passes. And we've got 9, that fails. So the bottom unit has broken. Alright, and this guy has final fired. Just trying to decide whether to make any more defensive fire. I don't see any reason why these 2 stacks over here shouldn't defensive fire on the Russians across the road from them. So let's deal with that. Firing at the... Ooh, actually no. No, I'm going to keep doing this. Alright. We're going to fire the squad and medium machine gun at M5 with the direction of the leader, who is wounded, so there's no bonus, but he does prevent cowering. Which is good, because they would have cowered. They got, again, a 6, but a 4 does not activate it. A 6 on the 9 chart, 8 chart. Up 3, 1, 2, 3 to 9 is going to be a pin test check. So let's check whether or not these guys pin. We've got a conscript who's got a 6 morale. He does not pin, and the other guy does not pin. But he does activate the sniper. The German sniper is on a lethal hunt. Let's go. We got the 1 this time, so the sniper is activated. Let's roll for where the sniper goes. He goes direction 5, 3 hexes. Direction 5 is down and left. So let's move him. He's going to move to G4, it looks like. And 1, 2, 3, there you go. He is over in G4, which means he moves to the nearest Russian unit. That just happens to be the stack with the 10-2 leader. Now, random selection. We have 3 units in there. 1 is broken, 1 is not, 1 is a leader. The leader is the colored die. 5, 6, 3, which means the unbroken squad is hit by the sniper. Now let's just quickly look at the sniper chart. Sniper attack. Breaks MMC or reduces MMC that does not break. Alright, so that's broken. Alright. The sniper breaks somebody. Thought we were going to have another leader casualty there for a minute, but no. Instead, we've got 2 brokies, but they're with a good leader, so hopefully they'll be able to rally in the next turn. Meanwhile, that's going to be it for final fire. No, it isn't. Oh, that was the sniper result. Okay, yes, got it. Okay. Now we come down into the other hex here in M7, and we'll fire from them on the guys who prep fired again. Same guys, same shot, except we're taking it from a different hex. Alright, here let's see what we've got in this hex. Alright, I make it 3 squads, an HMG and an LMG. The HMG is 7. The LMG is 3, that's 10, plus 4, plus 12 is 22. So we're on the 20 chart, and we're up 2. So 20 up 2. Let's get my dice roller up, and away we go. 20 plus 2. A 7 on the 20 chart. Up 2 is a 1MC. Alright, so let's stack these guys back up. Now we've got morale checks to make, a 1MC to make on the 2 units in M5. One of them is a conscript, so he needs a 5 or better to miss this. And he does not, in fact. We've got a cocked dice, but I don't think it matters in the circumstance. I'm not sure why it's cocked. But there's the second roll, and it's not only it's a casualty reduction. Alright, so both units break. One of them is casualty reduced and ELR'd, so it's going to be another conscript half squad I need. Okay, some viciously effective fire from the Russians, from the Germans there, and yeah, they've had some effect. So let's see what we've got now for the Russians in the advanced fire phase. First, we'll take off the various defensive fire markers, and we move on to advancing fire. So, anybody got any advancing fire? I think probably they do. Let's start with the guys in F5. Let's see who's there. We got 3 628s, which gives us 18 firepower, which is halved for advancing fire. So it's 9, but 9 isn't on the chart, so it's an 8, and it's an 8 up 3. So let's have an 8 up 3 shot at the Germans in G6. Ooh, 8 up 3 shot. That's gonna miss. 7, 8, 9 up by a mile. Alright, I've checked the chart, and there's no special thing for happening for rolling a 12 on an attack. So it would have broken their machine guns if they had any, but they didn't. So that's fine. No effect there. Now we've got another stack right beside them, and they will also want to fire. They are on the 6 chart up 3, because there's only 2 of them. And 6 would activate the sniper if they hadn't rolled a 3. So no sniper activation. Let's six up 3, and we rolled a 6. That misses. So nothing happens to the Germans. Any other advancing fire? No, that guy's all stacked with brokies. Those guys prep fired. That guy has nobody to shoot at that's worth shooting. That's it for advancing fire. Alright, rout phase. Let's see what happens here. Okay, I think the only thing that these guys can do is to low crawl to H4, which isn't closing the distance to any known enemy unit. And then that's it. If they low crawl there, that's all they move. So let's move them. So they low crawl out into the street, they can't be interdicted, and that's that. Similarly, these two guys will route backwards into the hex with the Commissar. So let's do that. And now they're back in the hex with the Commissar. So that's helpful. Where he will be able to rally them next turn, and maybe they can actually still do something in this game. It's possible. They might have to charge that building in the center if we want to see if we can try and win this. We'll see, but I don't know. I just don't see how we're going to stop the Germans from sneaking around and taking a building back. I just don't see that. So, what can you do? That's it for the route phase. That's it for the route phase. I'm not going to have those guys route out of that hex because they've got the leader there with them. And those are the only brokies. It's time to move in for close combat. I'm going to move in the two of the guys from F5 into the G6 hex. I'm not moving them all in because I don't want to take a chance on losing them all. The other guy will advance into the next hex. Alright. So that's it for the advance phase. Let's go to close combat. And we're in close combat. Let's roll for ambush. And we'll roll. The red die will be for the Russians, the white die for the Germans, and there's no way that's going to be an ambush. So, we won't bother looking up the rolls. Well, I guess we can. Let's take a second to do that. So no modifiers. It's not going to be an ambush. So we've got 2 Russians, 6 firepower each. It occurs to me I actually messed up there. That would have been 18, 9, 3, 12. Would have been on the 12 chart, but I don't think it makes a difference. Alright, 1, 6 to 8. Actually, both 6 to 8's on the 4. It's a 3 to 1 attack. Let's see what the odds are. On a 3 to 1, I need an 8 or better. Or an 8 or less, I should say. To kill the Germans. And the Germans, in turn, need a 3 or less to kill both squads. Or a 4 or less to kill one squad. I think I'm going to go for the 3 or less. It doesn't make much difference. It's about half the odds of the other, but I'm going to attack them both. So the Russian roll is 8 or less. Yes. So the Germans are wiped out. And the German roll is nothing. So it wouldn't activate the SAN even if it had been a 1 or a 2 because we're not in a SAN activation phase. So the Germans are wiped out. That leaves the Russians in control of that building. The Germans haven't been upstairs. I'm pretty sure that means we've got control of that building. Which means we need to control 1 more before the end of the game. And we've got 2 turns to do it. There's still a possibility that the Russians could do something here. Still a possibility. Still a possibility. Gonna have to brave some fire to do it, but I think there's still a chance. Anyway, that's pretty much it for that turn. I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time. I hope that you have a great day, and take care.